That's all my energy. I'm done. That's all I've got. Did I hurt someone's ears? I apologize. Hey, we're here. You're here. Jeff says I hurt his ears. And you know what? We don't care about Jeff's ears. I do care about the rest of your ears. So I do apologize if I got some of your other ears. And we will hey, you know what? We did a thing this week. We went to ES site success and trucking engagement. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about that right after this.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charley from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
Your business will make you money if you do well at that business. And ES Advantage in trucking, they do really well at providing those services. So the effect that ES has had on our personal trucking operations, not even talking about what we do on the consulting arena, I've been able to save thousands of dollars a year in fuel because of the relationship with them. I have a new accountant that I work with, trucker CFO, that I learned about from ES Advantage.
They're giving you that 10,000 yard kind of support from behind that creates a way for you to succeed, which is one of the things that we love, because anything you can do to help someone succeed is going to help them succeed. They make money by making sure you make money.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
Oh, hi. Wait. You're throwing me off, man. Ha! A wrench. I love that you had that wrench in your hand. You know, I just took the Band-Aid off today. I literally had to put it on. I did at the show, because when I was walking up there for Colton Singh, when he called me up on that darn stage, I accidentally cut my thumb, and I was bleeding all over the place. It was crazy. And so I used the Band-Aid that we...
So you really did almost die.
Right. But are you dead, bro? No.
All right. So number one was?
Chris Hamilton. His Craig bot is working. See if I can get all the way up there. Where'd it go? There it is. 2 weeks in a row. That dude got it. I'm just saying.
Good for him.
Right?
And so before we go too far, we have one of our members that just reached 1 million miles.
Hey me.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that was in the last week or two. So good job, man. Congratulations.
Congrats, bro. Welcome to the club.
So yeah, Charlie's much more excitable than I am, I guess.
Look, you know what? Look. While the ad was playing, coffee was delivered to the desk, bro.
Nice.
I'm saying, man, I got some good people back there in that kitchen right now. They made me chicken tacos, beans, and rice, and then brought me coffee. And I got cigars today, and I got a great big shot in my head. So this one, it's already like down mostly. The other one, I had a big lump there for a couple hours. This one already like dissipated. All right, it's weird. But it put me into a migraine super early. Like right after I got home about 2:30, I was just slammed, laid out. Even took a shot in the arm for that one. That one hurt too. I'm kind of a baby today. and it took that shot, I don't know, about 15 minutes to take the edge off of that migraine. I'm hoping I don't get another one today, but I very well could. We'll see. Let's see. Who do we got, dude?
I'm
We got.
sure it would be my fault somehow. I don't know.
It will absolutely be because of your mouth. That's what's going to happen, and I'll get blamed for it. And yeah. Beep. Trucker Tim, what's going on? There it is. Hey me. Hey me.
Yep.
Just like saying that. Howdy, James. What's going on? Wimpy McPoe. Dummy load. I'm so lonely. Mr. Lonely. I love this Fred Sanford picture, though. You big dummy.
Yes. We were actually talking about that before the show.
I don't know why it tickles me so. That was such a great show. Totally wouldn't play on TV today, would it?
Right. So Dummy Load actually brought up the name change on another video. He commented on another video, and I noticed that other people mentioned that up there. Charlie, why did we start rebranding?
So, okay, so I'm just going to throw this out there that this all started in January. So
Yep.
you're a little slow.
Yep.
I mean, I love you. But just saying, we actually talked about it. We're the Trucking Talks Live show name itself is because that's more of what it was. I mean, just having the company name up there before Contractors Corner, whatever. I mean, look, sure, it puts our brand name out there, but it really didn't describe what we were doing. And what we're doing is we're talking about trucking live, right? We swapped over at the first of the year and kind of, rather than having these kind of laid out formatted shows where we're only going to talk about these couple things and then that's it, we figured out that we like talking about what you guys want to talk about. So when you guys come up with topics and you guys ask questions or make statements, and that's kind of what fuels us. It's because of the fact that we are community driven. We've been saying that, all along. We want the community to drive this platform, this place, this thing that we're doing, and help guide us to where you want us to go. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, pretty good, Jeff.
Yeah, and it really it also coincides with I don't want to say the deal we made because it's not really a deal. It's just the folks over at Pod Wheels asked if, hey, would you guys like to do a podcast? And we were already thinking about doing it.
Right.
We named that podcast the Road Warrior Entrepreneurs Podcast. And, that name, Charlie, I think speaks more to what we're all about.
Yeah. I really like that name.
So you'll see some changes too as time goes on, as we build some marketing things to get people into the group a little bit more.
All the back end nerd stuff.
All the back end nerd stuff is going to be rebranded as Road Warrior Entrepreneurs. So look forward to that. New website coming up if we can ever figure out how to use this new platform that we got into.
Oh my God, dude. We keep getting, this new stuff.
Well, the thing is, Charlie, and this is kind of what's, I don't want to say special about us, but what's a little more unique. Guys, we drive trucks for a living. So any time that we spend doing it, all this stuff is literally what most people would have as free time.
Right.
So we're just doing it little at a time as we have time. And, again, truck drivers, not coders, right?
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a learning curve with some of this stuff. So we're pretty excited about where things are going. I think it's going to be great. Can we do that without a trademark?
I don't know.
There's
a strike. Dang it.
Ah,
man, you did it.
Oh, people want to see the shirt. I'm the ES super fan this week. I was just we'll get more into what we learned, but yeah, is the Advantages by the Truckload was their theme at the little shindig we went to.
You sure are pretty. I already know how to respond to that. Hey, me.
How you doing?
No, how you doing? Matt Nissen. I'm sorry, I'm clicking through names, people that are here.
He's got an idea for the video.
Yeah, the ad we were talking about.
Oh, okay, right. Yes.
Think
We're starting to hire
Donkey
actors now. Not that
Think
they'll get
Donkey
paid.
Kong,
They'll get paid in pizza.
right? Maybe grapes, whatever. Oh,
I like bananas, coconuts, and grapes.
oh, here we go. Wimpy, what's going on, man? Demilo was talking about his AC a little while ago.
Yeah,
and you
so
were telling
there's
him there's some videos.
right. If you and it works on any Cascadia, old or new. There's like a super secret Mario Brothers style thing you do on your dash, and I always
up jump.
yeah, and I always have to look up the video myself to remember how to do it. But it'll reset the entire HVAC system. Again, like I said before, it may or may not work, but if you're sitting there in the heat, it's worth a try at least, man.
Right.
I learned about it years ago. The first time I lost, I actually lost my AC in Phoenix.
Right.
Someone suggested that to me, and someone suggested look up on YouTube, and I did, and I'm like, oh, that worked. Thank you.
Yeah. Chewy, my 07 Century had a weird thing that I had to do for it, which is completely different than what we do with the Cascadia. Because then when I got in the Cascadia, I had to do it once, and I was like, "What?" Yeah, it was fun. AB left jump something.
Speaking of truck stuff, people did ask if my truck is fixed. It is fixed. I'm in it now, and man, so
camshaft and rockers
replaced
caused by exhaust bridge something failure.
Right, and I posted it both on the public page and the private group, a video that explains what it was. Guy did a really good job. There's actually a couple of things with the DD15s, model years 20 through about halfway through 21. You know, it's a couple of things that he found that tend to go wrong with these engines that are very common, and what happened to me is one of those things. So yeah, it got fixed. Day and a half down, basically.
Not too bad considering. I mean, camshaft and rockers, you know.
Well, what's interesting, Charlie, is that they had all the parts. So what does that tell you?
Right.
How common is this type of thing? But the other thing that the dudes on the YouTubes, the mechanic types on the YouTubes are saying is once you have it fixed, it's just fixed. It's just kind of an issue with that specific from about the beginning of 2021 to beginning of 2022. There was issues there. So
Craig loves your hat, Jeff.
Thank you, Craig.
Corksucker said he hasn't worn a hat since the Bad News Bears was popular.
Yeah, I don't normally wear
He's one of our people right there.
Yeah.
That's our group right there. Power to us. Because you threw that out, boy. You just dated yourself, bro. Just saying. Oh, she's got the sound off for now at an appointment and forgot a headset. No, she's afraid you're going to drop words again, Jeff. Don't do it 2 weeks in a row, bro. I'm just saying. That's
you
right.
You know what I really want to do.
Yes, I know what fingers those are replaced by. Oh, let's see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to catch up on comments, guys. Bear with us. Fan off, temp knob full hot. Yeah. Oh, press, hold AC. Recirc button. That AB left up jump. Exactly.
Yep. Like I say, you know, I can go through it in my mind, but I still have to watch the stupid video.
Chris Hamilton, does that mean Contractors Corner gear on clearance? No, because Contractors Corner is still our actual parent company.
Yep, that's the main LLC.
That is our consulting group. That is our
from stuff that we had to necessarily learn about business, that will be our holding company.
Right.
We're using words.
Fancy. I don't understand any of it either, so it's all good. Oh, I didn't even see that one. That's just fun. Go ahead, Jeff. That's all you, bro.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Cricket. Cricket. How come I can't make the cricket sound? I just say crickets and people like, yeah, I get it. It's weird.
It's
Oh,
not. It's not anywhere near what the hype was.
it's really
I mean,
unfortunate.
it's unfortunate. It's kind of a big nothing burger. Um, it's apparent to me anyway, because I have access to it, that there's issues with it that they just did not fix. So maybe it'll get better. I hope it gets better, right? Because you would hate to see them just abandon the project.
Hey, Trucker Tim finally got a doctor. He's been waiting like 3 hours.
Really? Ouch.
Yeah, it sucks. I say that while I'm giggling. That's not nice, bro. That sucks. My bad.
So
Donna found a way how to listen, but you can't watch. But the Donna is listening.
that means I could do whatever I want up here right now.
No.
She'll slap me later.
Look, 9 messages later, he's gotten through the whole sequence. And I bet his actual sequence is the proper sequence. So feel free to scroll through the chat because it's a lot. It's AB, left, up, jump.
Mm-hmm.
While holding your tongue like this.
Yep.
Oh, Lord.
So
no docs for him. Go ahead.
Since about Wednesday of last week, people have been asking us about this site thing that we went to. So Charlie,
what an amazing place that those people are.
What was your first impression as soon as we walked into the conference room?
It was extremely welcoming, inviting, and when the owner of the company makes his way across the room and says,
like a beeline.
Charlie. Yeah, like dead straight through the tables. Hey, Charlie, good to see you, man. Hey, Jeff, good to see you, buddy. Hi, Rosie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a crazy vibe, man. It is. Look, it amazes me when anyone remembers my name at all. Let's just be real.
Right.
But a dude that's that busy, that because we know how busy that guy is. I mean, Jason is an absolute monster business dude. I mean, they've got a lot going on. They've got so many. Well, they've got 2 big divisions of that company, right? They have the services side, and then they have the more trucking side. Now, they're not a carrier; they're a service provider, even there, right? They do own trucks. They are an asset-based business, but they're not a carrier.
Right.
They contract to their carriers. They have 3 preferred premier carriers,
right,
that they utilize, and then there's some other things that smaller carriers here and there that you can get into as well. There's so many it's like this crazy multifaceted business that every time we get deeper into it, it blows my mind a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, so the whole story here, folks, is that we weren't going to go because we recognized what this was. This was a recruiting event for them.
It absolutely was.
And we had no desire to swap contracts, any of that. And so we didn't want to, spend their money on us, which would be right. And
which
then
would be
Jeff
taking
Reese,
contractors. That's Jeff froze there for a second.
Right. So Jeff Reese then called us and said, "Hey, I think you guys should really go." And we're like, "Hey, why? We're not looking to make a switch."
So here's a little more background on that. So Jeff and I have been trying to learn more about the operation side and not the service side. So that when we talk to guys and talk to you guys, we're like, hey, okay, so what are your goals? What are you trying to get out of your trucking business? Maybe ES is a fit for you. Maybe one of their carrier or one of their fleet owners within ES is good for you. Some of those guys have trucks at multiple companies as well that are on different types of contracts doing different things, and they have different requirements for your timeout or whatever, or how their They're moving equipment to you, through you, for you, right?
Right.
There's just all these things. So that's why, Reese and Jason and Mr. Jeff Tacker over there apparently want us to come so that we could learn more about these operations, because in the grand scheme, I mean, it was a big haul, but it wasn't big like the Expedite Expo. It wasn't like a huge truck show. This was legitimately a recruiting event. I mean, Jeff and I were sitting there. It was great. As we went through all the presentation, we're like, there's the hook. There's the story. Yeah. And there's the pitch. So, which is marketing stuff like that we've been learning recently. I mean, we could see the progression, and it was extremely well done. It didn't make you feel dirty. It didn't make you feel like you were pressured. They're not like, you got to come to us and telling you all these things. They're like, hey, here's what we're offering. And if you'd like to make the transition, by all means, let us know. And if not, if there's some other way we can help you, let us know there.
Yeah, not once did they try to sell us a truck.
It was crazy. Like Jeff talked to a recruiter. You should share that story because that was pretty good.
So I wanted to learn more about what their offers were. So Jeff Reese walked me over and introduced me to one of their, I think he is actually their head recruiter, the guy that's in charge of that whole thing. My conversation with him wasn't, well, this is what the trucks cost. Here's this. Right. Pay, none of that at all. He said, well, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish in the next couple of years here? Do you want to be a fleet owner? Do you just want to be a single truck owner operator? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Not once in that 5-10 minute conversation did he try to sell me a truck. It was weird. He was interested in what my business goals were.
Right.
Because here's in comparison to like a mega carrier, which most of us are mostly familiar with, they're really interested in, are you even a good fit to work with them?
Yeah, they're not for everybody. They tell you that.
Yeah. You need to be someone that has goals and has a vision of where you want to be in 5-10 years. That's what they're looking for. So it's just a totally different business than what we've seen in the past. And we're kind of intrigued by it.
And for what most of us are used to. I mean, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm a little fidgety today.
Okay.
I can't get comfortable. That was a nice pop. That was a good one. That was a scary one. Right. But yeah, so it was nice to go to a recruiting event and not feeling like you're a piece of meat and they're just trying to get you. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it was a very odd thing. And it was to use good words, it was refreshing. It was nice.
Absolutely.
It was just a good time. And again, no pressure. And look, we had there was some great presentations. I'm going to say from Freightliner. I didn't particularly care for the Dobbs Peterbilt presentation. So this is funny. I'm going to throw this out there and you know what? No offense, Dobbs Peterbilt. Okay. I'm not cutting on you guys, but I am kind of rooting for Stoops Freightliner. So the Freightliner guys get up there, and maybe the guys at Dobbs can catch a piece of this. And again, I'm not trying to be negative or mean or whatever, but the Freightliner guys got up there and they're just kind of dressed down, right?
They look like us.
Yeah, they absolutely look like us, right? And the Stoops guys from Peterbilt were in, coats, slacks. Dobbs. Is that what I said?
You said Stoops.
Oh, my bad. At Dobbs were in coats and slacks and, button-up shirts and that. They looked very corporate. Now, has its place in time. I get it. No big deal. And I get that the people that were there were, they were corporate people. They were absolutely the corporate level of those places. But then the Freightliner guys get up there and their presentation is about speccing and service intervals and things like that, like technical mechanical information. I
Right.
believe
They're talking about the new technology on the 25s and how excited they are and what it does for the owner.
right,
More
and
efficiency and this and that.
right, and the upcoming EPA stuff. What is it? EPA 27, I think it was,
Yeah.
something like that. And they were talking about that kind of stuff, right? And I mean, I could see some people completely zoning out.
Yeah, we're
Absolutely.
taking notes.
Yeah. Jeff and I are like writing stuff down and service intervals and average fuel mileages and all these things and mileage increases and all this stuff. And I believe his name was Heath, if I remember right. I could be completely wrong, and if so, I apologize, brother.
You're just
Yeah.
hungry.
Right. Not really. I just ate 3 tacos, beans, and rice. Just saying. But so I then the Dobbs guys get up there from Peterbilt,
Mhm.
and I again I get it, different presentation, but I felt like their big push was, look how we have these cool LED lights outside the truck and inside the truck. Look at our cabinets. How pretty is it inside our truck?
Look at that extra 3 inches on the bunk.
Right. We have a wider sleeper bunk. I mean, look, those are cool things, right? But that's not the thing that's important to me as a business owner. I mean, I get it.
Right.
Okay, as a driver, right? Those are important. As a business owner, I want to know about the functionality of the truck, not so much of the creature comforts, right? So it was really a trippy thing to me to see the contrast in Freightliner talking about specs and service intervals and those things, and Peterbilt talking about, look at our pretty cabinets and our bunk is
Yes.
bigger. Just throwing that out there. It's out
Oh,
in the
so
ether.
something about Jason, the owner and CEO of ES Success in Trucking. He made a comment, and Charlie and I just kind of looked at each other and went, "Okay." But he said he doesn't have a favorite truck. He has favorite dealerships.
Right.
We can argue all day long, Peterbilt, Freightliner, Western Star, whatever. But it's the dealerships that he has the relationships with. I mean, that's something, somebody that's at that level of the trucking business says something like that. That's something to pay attention to. And so they get all their trucks basically from those two dealership families. If you want a Peterbilt with them, they'll get you a Peterbilt. If you want a Freightliner, they'll get you a Freightliner.
Right. And look,
But
life on 18 wheels, you are absolutely right. Pretty trucks sell. I get
yeah,
it.
we saw the new 25 Peterbilt. It is a
And
beautiful truck.
Cascadia.
It is a beautiful truck. But I'm still really sold on Freightliner.
Yeah. And from what the texts were telling us, couldn't tell you about Peterbilt because we didn't talk about specs or things like that. With Freightliner, there's a lot of interesting technology coming out with, that new EPA 27, I think is what it's called, rules and stuff like that. But apparently, it's going to now be in line completely across the country by meeting that EPA 27 standard versus that manufacturer just having to jump out of their backsides to meet California standards. So apparently the EPA has finally caught up to California. I don't know what that means, but whatever.
So I want to Trucker Tim, because I've fielded this question many times over the years. So the ride on your Freightliner is directly proportional to how well you maintain the suspension. If you don't have a smooth ride, you might want to get that looked at. And the fridge, come on, man, buy another fridge. You're an owner operator. I do have a fix for that, by the way, because as soon as I picked this truck up, I'm not the first owner of this truck. The fridge was doing that. So if you open the door and you see the little knobby thing
Yeah.
that latches, it latches to the frame, the door frame. Take a pair of pliers and just very slightly, don't do it too much, but very slightly bend that frame down a little bit. and it'll catch that thing and it won't open.
Right.
Easy fix.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You like that?
Yeah.
Hey, Facebook user, could you do me a favor? It would be really awesome if you did it and let me know you did it. It says, hey, y'all, I'm the new guy. It just shows us Facebook user. If you could go to this magical little link there, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and click on allow StreamYard to access my picture, and it'll let us know who you are. And that would be awesome. I mean, if not, that's cool too. We'll see it on the Facebooks later. We just don't know who you are right now, and just letting you know. So if we don't call you by name, that's why, because this is what we see right here. Facebook user. Let's see. I'm going to take that banner down. Sorry. Click on that. Oh, wrong one. Click on that. The phones are open in case anybody does want to call. I mean, feel free. No push or anything like that. And maybe I will actually see it if you pop in there. There was something. Where should I get my 75 service done? Swift or outside? Purely up to you, man. Coin toss either way. Honestly, just make sure you get everything. Wait,
Actually done.
why are you? Oh, 75. So you're getting a 20. You're actually looking at a 25K. Because I'm still going by odometer.
It's every
100, 150.
It's over. Yeah. It's every 50. We actually talked to the Freightliner guys about
They do have that
because
25,000 that they don't enforce as well. So
they actually mentioned that for our operation it is a 75,000 mile service,
max.
not a 50. But
Max.
we talked to them about what our contractual obligation was, trying to maybe say, hey, but he said no. IEL's got it right, because that 75K is a maximum you want to go between services.
Right.
So it is better to do 50. So.
Wait, and get this. There's more. Because according to Freightliner, that 50K is based on your average fuel mileage. If your fuel mileage, I believe it was below 7.5, 7.6, something like that, you should actually be servicing sooner.
Right.
According to them.
So that was an interesting conversation.
Oh, that was cool. Fuel mileage was awesome.
Because we were talking to him about fuel mileage. He goes over his little laptop and goes clickety click for a while, and then he hunts us down. The dude actually hunted us down, all excited. He looked at what their number one fleet owner that is really anal about fuel mileage is doing, and then looked at what the average fleet out there is doing. Take it, Charlie.
So get this. I was telling him that I'm, really working hard on my fuel mileage, and I explained that, at least a third of the time I'm empty. So I do have that light return a lot of times. So I am and I'm in fairly flat areas, things like that. I mean, we get rolling hills and, the climb to Huntsville's, I don't know, 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet, something like that. I don't know. It's not great. Right. But for the most part, it's fairly flat. Barely that third of the time empty, and I run gross every now and again, not all the time. So so I was telling him about my fuel mileage. I said, I'm really struggling to hit that 9 miles per gallon. He's looking at me like, what? I'm like, yeah, my lifetime's at 8.97, and I'm just stuck there right now. I said, but my 30 days at 9.12, my 60 days at like 9.07, my 90 days, and he's just like, what?
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, man. Yeah. And so we got to talking a little bit more, and he said that and he pulled up their most conscientious fuel mileage fleet has an average of 8.6, 8.7. I can't remember which the number was. It was right there. So it's not too difficult or too far. But the average fleet out there for what he was looking at was only at 7.5.
Right.
That hurts my face.
So the point, you guys that follow us, you guys that are the true entrepreneurs out there, and we're all working on fuel mileage because we realize that those pennies add up to dollars, and dollars add up to vacations, all that stuff. You guys are killing the averages, just killing them.
Right. And I know we've got a lot of people that are doing that. So I'm pretty stoked by that. I dig you guys. And look, I get it, Look, I was so not going to go here, but I'm going to do it. I don't even care. I'm going to get in trouble anyhow. So why not? There's 3 posts on the Swift page that are driving me completely. Yeah, bro. I can't. I know I wasn't going to do it, Jeff, but they are driving me completely nuts.
Hold on, let me get the popcorn.
Yep. So these contractors, send in their little quotes. They're like, "Hey, it's great. I came to Swift as a contractor, and they've given me extra horsepower and torque." No, they have not. They are absolutely adamant about not upping the horsepower and torque. Let's just be real now. So I'm going to start rebutting this as I go. And they let me do 70 miles an hour, and I get this great fuel discount. Bro. Look, I'm sorry. We've been very vocal about this. Look, man, if you're using the Com Data card, shop around for the best price you can get. If you can't fund the ES card, or you don't have the credit to back up an ES card, I get it, man. That's cool. I'm not cracking on you. But don't think you're getting a discount. You're getting a really good fuel surcharge program.
Right, which is different. That's not a discount.
Right. Very good fuel surcharge program, because we're paid on all loaded miles, whether they collect a fuel surcharge or not, which is contractual. As the price goes up, we make more money, truly, as long as we maintain our fuel mileage. And yeah, he mentioned the big 5. So let's just break that down. You're not getting a fuel discount at the 5 most expensive truck stops in the country. What you're doing is you're paying pump price, and you're receiving a 5-cent rebate, and then later on you're getting the fuel surcharge. There's no discount there. I don't care. They want to split hairs. That's fine. Whatever. Don't get mad. It's just real, right? And if your driving force is to drive 70 miles an hour everywhere you go, I don't believe you're truly in this to be in business. Not, especially not on a lower mileage contract. We're averaging the mileage contracts in the big carriers, but that's not how you make money.
So for those of you guys doing different things, though, you got, and I've been harping on this more and more, Charlie.
Right.
I actually ended up with a gaggle of contractors at the Memphis terminal when I was there the other day. 5 or 6 of us sitting around talking. Do the math on everything you do. If you're in one of those expedited type situations like most of the ES guys are, and you're doing 75 miles down the road, but you're making $1.90 plus surcharge,
right?
That makes sense. They are paying you to go and get that freight there, yesterday.
Right.
But when you're in a contract like Swift, they're not paying you to go faster. I was talking to one young man, and he drives pretty fast. He thinks that he told me, Charlie, sometimes he slows down to 68.
Nice.
Okay. Well, that's something anyway. But I asked him, I said, so you're a team. Are you on the expedited team freight? And he's like, no. Okay. So you're on regular team, OTR. Yes. So are you going fast because you have another load to pick up on the other end? It's like, no, man. It's just, I just want to get there. Why do you want to get there?
Right.
Let's do this math. Are you in business, or did you just want a red truck? I mean, if you just wanted the red truck, that's fine. I've got nothing to say about that. But hey, man, you could make more money if you treated it more like a business. Do that math. If you truly have a stack, especially, you team guys, if you truly have a stack where you're going from load to load to load and getting that 7,000 miles a week,
right?
that probably pencils out.
Yep, indeed.
But most of us are not going load to load to load like that. Heck, anymore, guys, how many times do you see on the Facebooks, and it's not just Swift. Yeah, I got to the other end and I sat 2 days waiting on a load.
Right.
I've done 234s this week.
What good is that? Going 70 miles an hour between the two.
Right.
So,
Sean, just stop it.
right. You guys are too loud. I can't sleep, he said. Craig, I see what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, my brother. But no, they're not advertising it. What they're doing is quoting what contractors are saying, you see. Just saying. I'm just saying. So I'm not going to say that Swift is false advertising. It's what these individuals believe. And I'm really sad because I went to look to see if that guy was in our group, and of course he was not, which saddens me a little bit. I'm not saying, I'm not saying our group is the end all be all, but I know that we could help that dude right there.
Right.
Just right off the top, I know we could help that dude. From insurance to fuel card to some basic strategy on his business. Good Lord, I could increase his bottom line tremendously. And in the market we're in, that would be a good thing.
So just so you know, Alan is driving a 2012, I think, Volvo that he owns outright.
Right.
So on an older truck like that, you know, when I parked my 16, it was down to 7.8 was the lifetime on it. But then it paid for a truck. I mean, that was pretty good. I made more money with that truck than I do with this truck.
Right.
There was another one. I actually accidentally clicked on Alan there because I wanted to say this. Dummy Load says, I only do 70 miles per hour when I pass prime trucks. I got to tell you, Charlie, I don't know why, but it does my heart warms when I pass prime.
I know.
For some reason. I don't know why.
Look, there are days, man. I don't even know why either.
Take joy where you can, right?
Prime truck must pass prime truck. And then I feel obligated to do 70, for the next 5 or 10 miles just to
get away from them.
Yeah. And then they drive by me like half hour later and they're like looking at me out the side window when I'm back down to 60 again. And whatever, man. I can't help it. Where there was some other stuff I wanted to say. Let me scroll back. Yeah, exactly. I want a red truck.
I actually had a guy, life on 18 wheels. If you're not utilizing that spare time, is it worth doing 70? So this has been years ago now, where I was trying to convince this dude, slow down, make more money. You know what he told me, Charlie? Well, I need the time so I can day trade.
Well, there you go.
And I'm like, well, if that was a successful endeavor for you, why are you driving the truck at all?
Well, maybe he's learning.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't
know.
Jared EP. I don't know how to say that, so apologize for that. It's supposed to be 10 cents off. No, there's nothing that I've ever seen contractually that says anything about 10 cents off. And it's not 10 cents off. It's a 5-cent rebate. You pay pump price.
Right.
Now, if you're talking about points, that's a whole different discussion. There used to be a 10-point differential on the Pilot Flying J's. And
that hasn't been the case for a while, though.
Right. It's been years for that. So yeah, I don't know, man.
Now, if you're running West Coast, you've got that extra 10-cent fuel surcharge these days.
Right.
Actually, what is that? I just got that message.
Oh, that's good because I don't want to do the math. Thank you.
National average is $4.01.5 this week. So the surcharge is 0.455 per loaded mile. And West Coast fuel surcharge is 10 cents per loaded mile. As stated in Schedule C of your contract. That's for the Swift guys, the Swift contractors, where we've got that nice fuel surcharge that's in the contract. And, I actually got on the Facebooks yesterday when I was in the hotel because I couldn't help myself, and people were asking about the fuel discount. I'm like, well, the discount is non-existent. You know, it's like 5 cents.
But it's not a discount. These
but-
words are important.
But I told him what is great is the fuel surcharge. I explained that to him.
Right.
You know, the last time Charlie and I did the math, if you were getting 8.7 miles per gallon in your truck and you were paying that national average,
Right.
then the fuel surcharge would literally pay for all your fuel.
4.105. I'll do the math for that real fast. 4.105. Oh, you said that the fuel surcharge 4.455, right?
Okay, well, so I know Addison, and I will correct him because that is not true. Not unless they've changed something in the last 2 days.
Right. No, hey Jeff, remember they were talking to us about the points programs?
Yep.
Maybe something changed in the last couple of days, but if that wasn't in the last couple of days, then there's
Yeah, we've
nothing
been getting like
if you got something in the contract that says that, by all means post it. Let's see it.
Yeah,
If it ain't in
we've
the
actually
contract, don't
been
matter.
getting calls from higher ups at Swift, and they're really interested to know how the different point systems work at the Big Four. So yeah, I mean, these are guys that I love these dudes to death, Ken McBee and those guys, but they've just never driven a truck, man. So every once in a while they'll call us and ask us, "Hey man, how does this thing work?" And we're like, "Hey man, let me tell you."
Oh, it's brutal this week, Jeff.
What is?
You're I did. Oh, hang on.
Did you do it wrong?
I put it in the wrong number. I did 410. Hang on, 4.1. No, 015. I keep doing it. 015. I keep wanting to put 105. Divided by point.
You were never even in the artillery.
Right? Divided by 0.455 means that to break even, if you are paying the national average price of 4.015 cents per gallon, you need to do 8.824 miles per gallon to break even dead zero on your fuel cost with Swift's current fuel surcharge, not factoring in the West Coast because that's going to jump up anyhow. So,
oh man, I was looking at it.
8.82.
So somehow I got access to that NOAA group again. And I was talking to some people.
That's great.
I find those people funny. But anyway, Gmail. Let's do. Oh, I'm already in it. Frickin' California, man. Because California is one of the states that they just say, "This is California. We're taking them out of the calculation."
Right.
$5.25 this week in the state of California. Charlie, that's nuts.
Right.
The next highest is Pad 5, which is the whole West Coast. The average there is $4.70.
That's insane.
And then it drops all the way to Pad 1, New England, is at $4.31. So the West Coast, man, holy cow. Yeah, you definitely need that extra 10-cent bump over there if you're going to buy fuel.
Sorry, I'm texting someone. I apologize for that, but I'm going to get clarification on something. So please go on, Jeff.
So yeah, knowing these fuel rates in the different regions of the United States is important. And none of us should be paying retail, by the way. These averages, those are retail pump prices. And we have our favorite card, the ES card. I don't care if you use Mudflat. Do something. Don't pay those high prices. You need to watch out for your own business. Yeah. Trucker Tim says, I never pay the national average. I'm always shopping for the best price between using the ES card when I have the funds, Com Data, which is generally Sheets, QT, or 1.9. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, if all a person did was say, well, I'm gonna fuel it with mine, you're still saving about 40 cents a gallon off of the Pilot across the street, and it's the same fuel. So
you ain't wrong, Wimpy. I'm
yeah,
not even gonna fight you on that one. I'm just
nope, I cannot.
But at the same time, we have the ability to go out and get similar discounts through things like the ES Advantage fuel card that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we get the buying power of over 15,000 trucks. How many trucks does Swift have right now? Oh, 11,700-ish, something like that. So we're buying power wise, gallons per month. We're on a pretty good playing field there.
Yeah.
So I'm good with that. You know, it just means we have to go out and do something. Okay, so I just specifically asked and said, "Hey, had a guy on the show right live right now said that Addison said there was a 10-cent discount on fuel." And had another individual say something similar but didn't give Addison's name. I said, "Did something change?" Nope, just 5 cents below the cash price. And I believe what she's saying is that, and that was from my buddy Michelle, that's the rebate. So I'm going to clarify that as well.
Right. You know, Swift has always been vocal about their view on this as well. Whenever we brought it up, right, Charlie? I mean,
Right.
they'll tell you, you know, go get your own fuel card then if that's what you want to do. It's your business. They're not going to change the way they do their business, and that's okay. You know, that's part of the entrepreneurial mindset that we push so much out on the socials and in our private group. That entrepreneur mindset, you know, don't blame Swift for the fuel prices. Take ownership of your business. Go get your own discount. You're a business owner. Why am I getting messages?
And I'm texting, "We are on fire today with our stuff, Jeff."
On fire. Well, that was from Wanda Powell, our friend.
Oh, that reminds me, Wanda, if you're watching, tell her if she's watching. I need to call her. I'm going to actually talk about something before we get out of the show today. I want to talk about some insurance stuff and a valuable lesson for folks that I learned.
Yeah, just today, actually.
Yeah. Let me do that real quick. So, Wimpy, yeah, I can't. I shouldn't have let that up that long, but I did. So there you are. You're in a truck stop. You're parked. You're chilling. Somebody backs into your truck. It sucks. It's a bummer. It happened. You have insurance through a company such as Seabright. I can't speak for any other company out there. You call Seabright. You say, "Hey, man, somebody backed into me and messed up my hood. I need to get it fixed." They're like, "Okay, pay your deductible, right? 1,000, 1,500, whatever it is, depending on how you set up and where you're running." Our friend Wanda, for instance, is not at Swift. She actually runs over to ES. And Seabright basically gets with the body shop, cuts a check, and gets the work going, and gets you on the road and is sourcing parts that they need to get you back on the road as quick as possible. And then they go after the other person's insurance company and get it settled that way. Right? Their mission is to get you back on the road as soon as possible. But then you have the option to allow through arbitrage, to just go after the other insurance company and not pay the deductible that you would have had to pay on yours. Okay. And that sounds groovy up front. Oh, I don't have to pay the deductible and the other insurance company is just going to take care of it. Well, so what happens many times is the other truck or the other insurance company says, well, we need this and we need that, and we're not going to get started till you show us this and show us that. And there's all these delays and they fight you on every turn. Right. And what happened to or what happens to many people is they think that that's going to be the best way, and then they find out, dang it, I saved that $1,000, but I lost all this revenue because now it's taken weeks to get my truck back on the road.
Right.
And they're not fighting for you. Whereas if you pay the deductible, and no one likes to pay the deductible, but come on, whether it's 1,000 on 10 grand or 1,000 on 30 grand, it's not horrible. You're not paying the 30 grand and they're fighting for you in your corner. But if you do that and you elect HEPA, I hope you're listening right now. I'm sorry. I may be using part of your story as an example.
I may have outed you just now in a text message.
Okay. So let me recap. I did some learning on insurance. And if you go to the other people's insurance, you lose that fighting ability from your carrier, such as Seabright. If you go and just pay the deductible, which is a pain in the butt sometimes because whatever things are hard, I get that. At least they're going to cut a check and get it done. But by going to the other insurance company, you're completely at their mercy, and you're going to end up having to fight that out in court, which is an unfortunate thing, because then you've got extended downtime, you've got lost revenue, and all these other things. So, people, in the future, if you have a company like Seabright that is actually stand up, pay the deductible. Let them go after them. Seabright is going to start cutting checks and sourcing parts and getting you on the road. That is their mission. That is their goal.
Right.
And they want to get that happening. By going the other way through arbitrage. I still like that word. I don't even understand the word, honestly. I'm assuming it's something along the lines of arbitration, but whatever. Sounds good. I can say it. I'm not 100%.
You're sounding almost smart right now.
Man, watch out. And then I start explaining how dumb I am, right? That's great. Woo, go team.
You're there. You're close.
Yeah, so close. And then I blew it. But yeah, so things like that can be fixed by simply coming out of your pocket on the deductible, which is unfortunate.
Right.
And Heffa, I love you. But I wanted to find out what was going on, and I did some digging, and I asked some people some things, and that is what I am understanding now.
Yeah.
So if you got Seabright, pay the deductible.
Look, so here,
you got to sell up.
Let me recap. Style. Let me recap it just a little bit. You have a claim. It's not your fault. It's been proven that it's not your fault. If you pay the deductible, specifically at Seabright, what they're going to do is they're going to get your truck fixed, and then they're going to go after that insurance company and get their money back, including your deductible.
Right.
So, it's going to cost you like $1,000, $1,500 for the deductible, depending on what coverage you bought. But how long have you been down so far with this whole fiasco? And it's literally because that other insurance company is dragging you through the weeds, slow boating everything.
Right.
So,
and they're fighting everything. I just talked to Wanda a couple of days ago about it, and they're absolutely fighting. They wouldn't even get started on the work till they had a check from the insurance company for like $8,500 of $11,000 total bill. Yeah, 35 days since like March 4th, I think it was. So 35 days of lost revenue. That hurts. That's massive. And a team operation at that.
Yeah. And here's one of the tricks that Tony uses is he starts going after if you paid your deductible. I don't know if he still will, but he goes after lost days.
Right.
And gets his lawyers involved, and yeah.
He can't. In a situation like that, he can't do it because it was selected as arbitrage. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And now, sorry, now that, it's actually almost done. The last I heard from Wanda, she said that there was a chip in the hood when they went to go get it or something like that, and they had to redo part of it. So there is another slight delay, but now we're at the end of the claim, and now it's just honestly going to have to go to lawyers, which is a bummer.
Yep.
That Wanda's going to have to front, basically, find a lawyer that'll do it on a contingency and go after it that way, or come out of pocket for the lawyer up front. And James, it's easy to say that. I get it. He said, "Holy, I would have paid, been back to work." Right, but legitimately, it's been tough. And she thought, well, okay, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. I mean, you would think they're just going to do the right thing,
and they didn't.
Yeah, they did not. And it's really damn unfortunate that people are out there like that.
Yeah. I bet they have a wide insurance. Oh, shit.
Oh,
shoot. I shouldn't have said that.
Man.
Either one.
Oh, that's only one so far. We're good.
We call that the Sherry word in our house.
Nice.
Because my sister-in-law thinks that the actual swear is less disgusting than saying poop. It's just weird like that.
Hey, you want to hear a really crappy story from today?
Word.
You're going to love it.
Okay.
Talking about crappy people on the planet. So we were on, Rosie and I were on our way back from Tampa from getting that shot in my head. And we get a text from the kids. Hey, somebody just delivered a washing machine, a dishwasher to the house. Did somebody order a dishwasher? I'm like, no. So they looked at the name on it, and it was some John dude. Can't think of his last name, because if I can remember his last name, I would say it right now on the air just because. Same addresses that I have, only he's on Southeast 5th Avenue. I'm on Northeast 5th Avenue. And the delivery driver, box truck guy, delivered it. My brother signed for it. The guy's name was John. He thought my son-in-law, John, had ordered something, so he just signed for it. That's all he heard was John. Right? So we look at the label, and it's for this guy on this other street, clear across town. I'm like, you know what? We're on our way back. I'll just swing by that house. I'll make sure somebody's there and let them know, hey, man, they delivered your washer to my house. If you want me to, I'll bring it over. No big deal. Take me a couple minutes out of my day. I'll help you out. Haha, funny, whatever, right? Good story to tell. Good neighbor thing, right? I pull in this guy's driveway. He's sitting in the garage on a golf cart in the shade because it was warm today. And I walk out. I'm like, hey, buddy, are you expecting a washing machine delivery today? He's like, yeah, why? Oh, here we go. Well, funny story, bro. They delivered your washing machine to my house. And he starts flying off with the F-bombs and this and that. And he's cussing at Home Depot. He's cussing about the delivery driver. And then he starts cussing at me. Who the F signed for it? My brother did. They said it was for John. I have a son-in-law named John. We don't know who orders what around this house. We get packages like every day. We don't even know what's coming. We just start throwing packages in different directions. Somebody ordered this, pick it up. Right. And well, did he inspect it? Well, no. Oh, F-blom, blah, blah, blah. Starts going on. I'm like, hey, bro, it's not a big deal, really. You got a pickup truck right here. You want to come pick it up? Or would you like me? I'm literally offering to just go pick it up at my house and bring it to you. No problem. I'm not asking for money, nothing. Literally trying to be neighborly, even though you're cussing up a storm at me now. I don't understand why you're mad at me, bro. But okay. No. I'm calling Home Depot. They're going to send another one. I'm like, what would you like me to do with the one they delivered to my house, man? F you, just keep the effing thing. Holy crap. I'm like, you know what? Deuces, bro, I'm out. Turn around and left. Came home right about the time my migraine started at 2:30. The trucking company came back. I almost missed them because I didn't hear them knocking. I was all the way in the back of the house. And I caught them out front. I'm like, hey, guys, wait. Caught them as they're climbing the truck. They left a note in the mailbox. They're like, hey, man, we accidentally delivered a package to your house, and we'd like to get it back if we could, please, And I'm like, that would suck. So I'm like, guys, here. I even pulled it in the house because I didn't want to leave it out in the front, you know, that kind of thing. It was a Maytag dishwasher. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, look, guys, really, when you go there to make this delivery, I'm like, look, I'm a truck driver. You know, this is why I don't do residential delivery stuff. Because
Right.
of people like that, right? We got enough in the retail and all that kind of thing. But residential delivery, a whole different world, bro. This guy was mad because the last one they delivered was damaged, and he's just angry with the world. And he's about 1.5 feet tall, this guy. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could have put him in my pocket. If I blew like that, he'd fly away. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm about to smack you in the mouth, put you in my pocket, take you home, throw you in the trash can when I get there like you belong. So that's why I just turn around, deuces, I'm out. Talking to the truck driver here and his partner, I'm like, yeah, man. So beware when you go over there. I'm like, hey, we're sorry about this. Here's your dishwasher. He's like, yep, we're going to cut the box open, let him inspect it, wait, not say anything, and leave. I'm like, best bet, bro. So the truck driver told me, he's like, yeah, had you not actually given it back to us, because we can't make you give it back.
Well,
He's like, I would have had to pay for that dishwasher.
wow. I didn't know that.
Can you imagine how crappy that would be? And how truly bad this could have gone for everybody involved, right? Delivered to a
Right.
guy that's not going to give it back. I mean, I went out of my way to try and give this thing back to the dude, right? And it was a whole thing. And then they're like, please, can we have it back? Because I don't really want to buy for this guy's dishwasher, you know? And I mean, he's just a box truck dude trying to make a living, right?
Dishwashers aren't $199 anymore, by the way.
No, and it was a good Maytag. It was a good Maytag one. I was thinking, hey man, if they ain't back in a couple of days,
Right.
you know,
Guy
but
working
yeah,
for free for a month.
right. I mean, that sucks, man. So anyhow, I hope that dude got his washer and he wasn't a jerk face, but I know he was. So pound sand, bro, you little tiny individual. Oh, let's go back. Facebook users asking. I'm going to come back to you, Facebook user, and we'll talk about CFO. Wanda, she says, I need legal because now the insurance doesn't want to pay for a week of the truck has been in the shop. They only want to pay for 22 days. Yeah, see, that's a thing. She said, I was directed by our insurance to go through their insurance company, and if we had issues, then come back to them.
Well, they're not. She's got the Seabright through ES. It's a different policy than what we have. I don't know if there's a difference there.
Yeah.
We should find out before we speak.
There is. Gotcha. Wanda, love you, my sister. We're going to talk soon. Okay, back to Facebook user. What are the offerings from CFO versus the 800-pound gorilla, Jeff? Specifically, ask you, bro.
I know. I'm embarrassed. So my experience with them has been much better than the 800-pound gorilla. I mean, to be fair, I have kind of a bone to pick with those guys because they messed up my S Corp election when I went S Corp to the point to where I had to do some things to not, get fined by the state.
Right.
They didn't tell me I needed to do. So that was bad. CFO is going to cost you about the same when all is said and done. One of the things we need to make clear. So at my level, if you have an S Corp, you're going to pay CFO 31 versus Gorilla's 40. But you have to pay Colton, the CFO, to do your personal taxes. So it ends up being exactly the same on price. And we're going to have a discussion with him and see if maybe he doesn't want to, I don't know, raise his price a little bit and have it all inclusive because there's been some confusion around that, Charlie.
Right.
We've been fielding questions on. As far as I know, also, if you're making the big bucks, he's got a higher level of service that as far as I know, the 800-pound gorilla doesn't even do. Alan, shut up. You know we disagree on this. Love you, Alan, but yeah. Anyway, I just like the service better. Now, I've spent a lot of time with his people, and so I have relationships there. And I think that's the real key because we hear from people, well, I don't get that kind of service. How often do you talk to them? I talk to
Right.
them every month. I talk to Jessica, my person, every month. Um, Sometimes it's just an email, but I do contact them every month. I contact her personally. And I think that makes the biggest difference. Um, would the 800-pound gorilla do the same if you were on their case like I'm on CFO's case? Yeah, maybe. But I've just lost confidence in that company. Um, so I will be with CFO probably until I don't need an accountant anymore. Uh, I don't know. I feel like I'm dancing around it because I really you go service to service. An accountant is an accountant. They either know trucking or they don't.
Right.
Both companies know trucking, so I'm going to say go with CFO. He's my guy. I'm happy with the service. Um, Much happier than I was. I was at the other company for 16 years, Charlie.
Yeah.
15, 16 years. And I could just never get a hold of anybody over there. I couldn't, that the whole consulting side of what they're supposed to do for you, I just never saw it. And then there's the just plain bad advice they give.
Right.
Just flat out,
It's horrible.
in our opinion, doing harm to contractors, bad advice.
Yeah, and people like James can't use either one because he lives in Mexico. Just saying.
Right.
It's a whole different deal. Oh, that person, that Facebook user, by the way, I just went and looked. It was Matt Nissen. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
He's commenting from here. He's commenting from Facebook. The first Facebook user was Javier Rodriguez. He is new to the group. Welcome. Glad to see you.
Nice.
I just went back and looked. Sorry. Weird things.
So, yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to promote CFO because we like him. Like, at this point, we like him personally. So there's that.
Yeah.
He's done a lot to work with our people, and I
Full
just think that he
disclosure,
offers
we do get a
better service.
referral. We get a referral bonus if people use them, but that's not why we
Yeah.
refer them. We didn't even know we were getting referrals until after we were actually getting referrals, which is funny.
I don't even know if we've made any money on that.
Right.
I think we have, but it's not. I don't know.
We've never
I mean,
collected it.
and the guys at the 800-pound gorilla had an offer for us as well that we turned down, just flat turned down because we don't want to work with them.
Right.
And
And
I'm sure that this will get back to them, and they're probably getting tired of us slamming them. But you know what?
do better, bro.
Do better. I realize we burned the bridge, and if you do better, there's no relationship there most likely. But do better. We think we have a guy that does better.
Right.
And since they cost about the same,
right.
Which one? Like Alan and us disagree on this, and he went back to the 800-pound gorilla, and he's happy, and I'm happy for him.
And that's groovy. Absolutely groovy for him.
Yep.
We ain't mad, yo. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny. So Contractors Corner Consulting Group's business accounting firm is Trucker CFO.
Yeah. They set up our LLC. So here's one difference, Charlie. It took the 800-pound gorilla 2 months just to set up my LLC, and then they forgot to do my S corp election.
And yeah,
Colton's people had our LLC. We asked him for it on a Friday, and we had it on a Tuesday.
Just saying.
So there's a difference. I'm just saying.
Whatever.
And again, it costs about the same.
Right.
So
in the end, yeah.
In the end, you hire someone to do a thing because they know that thing better than you do. When you're talking about setting up your LLC and this and that, can you do it by yourself? Yeah. I was not interested in doing it myself. I just decided to pay someone to do it.
Right.
So theoretically, because I didn't want to get in trouble, and then the 800-pound gorilla sent me down that path anyway. So there's that. Now, because of the relationship I built with my rep Jessica, it's funny because sometimes she'll call me. It's like, "Hey, Jeff, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm
Right.
all right. What's Well, I just noticed that you haven't actually made any
Yeah.
money in like
You didn't make
3
no money,
weeks.
bro.
I'm looking at your settlements here, and are you all right?" I'm like, yeah. I mean, sure. You know?
Right. Right. It's a trip. I wanted to go back to this if we could, Jeff. Travis Jones said, "Hey fellas, I got a KW from Swift 30 days ago. Currently showing engine D rate in 120 minutes. Furious at Swift transportation right about now. I get it. Do you any? Is this? Are the codes? Sorry, complete sentences, Charlie. That would be helpful. I think in complete sentences. I don't speak in them. Um, do you do you have specific codes that are throwing up or anything like that? Is it, telling you that there's a def problem or something like that? Uh, yeah.
So I had a take on this, Travis. Why are you mad at Swift? The problem is with the truck. Chances are Swift doesn't have a magic 8 ball that tells them that they sold you a lemon.
Right.
There's a way to handle this. I would get in contact with Juice directly at Rapid Response
Oh, Alan
and
said
say, "Hey,
KW wants
man,
the code.
this thing's happening with this truck that you sold me.
Right.
Let's hammer this out. Okay, be nice, catch more flies with honey than vinegar, all that stuff, you know.
Absolutely.
But
Exhaust issues, but it says non-critical.
Okay.
And Full Send saying if you're around 400,000, maybe manifolds, but I had this issue, and all it was fuel filters clogged. Man,
And if it's
so many different things.
if it's a brand new truck, the every year that those engine components become more and more connected by AI and all that stuff inside in that stupid ECM that we have to have these days. It could have nothing to do with the exhaust system at all. With mine, I had a red light and everything, engine shut down, and it ended up being injector number 6 was showing out of range in the ECM. But the computer told me it was a DPF error.
Nice.
So you just don't know until you get it in.
I say throw a dart in the air, and wherever it lands in the motor, that's the problem. If it lands in a papaya tree, that's probably the problem there too.
Okay, so Alan, I'm not going to argue with you about the CFO stuff, but I'm going to throw this up here because someone else says you're wrong about something else, and I just wanted to giggle.
It's
wrong, Alan. Full Send Trucking LLC, which is our friend with all the 10 boats and all that stuff. Wrong, Alan. It does show code, and believe it or not, on-road can pull codes remotely. Yeah.
Look, he's got a rebuttal. His 23 wouldn't show. I've seen it in older, but the next gen won't.
Interesting. Learn something every show, man. Every show we learn something.
You know what I just learned? Don't get a KW.
So am I seeing another opportunity for Swift charities? Alan Becker and Sean in the ring with sumo wrestler suits, those big sumo wrestler suits for charity.
Oh, that'd be fun. That would be epic.
So interesting thing, Sean, is that so on my 22 Freightliner, when I had that shutdown code, on-road was trying to pull the code remotely, and they could find my truck, they could ping my truck, they could not get into my truck, and the guy said, "Oh, you're an owner operator."
Interesting.
So I don't know what the deal with that is.
Mike Henderson says this 24 kW has a problem with the fuel filters getting dirt. I have to change his every 25K. On-road can't pull codes on the new KWs.
Every 25K. Wow. That hurts
No,
my heart.
Sean says he doesn't want a sumo with Alan. And I say, why not, you pansy? It would be fun to watch.
So
Alan's
you're all
not
tough
great.
on this.
I'm just saying.
You're one of those keyboard warriors that's all tough on the socials and in people's YouTube channels, but not so much in real life. Okay, I got you. We were watching you now, Sean.
Oh, heffa. Now we get an email and they're stating there's a soot sensor issue and missing. When we dropped off our truck, we had no issues. We're trying to figure out what is going on now and requesting pictures. Good Lord.
Oh. You know, Wanda, I just got to tell you, don't go to Vegas, please, ever. Just don't go.
Life on 19 Wheels, a lot of people get intimate pre-trip with their truck. Sometimes fixing the little things that you fix can save you from big repairs. Absolutely. Mark is
that's one of the things that we've
I can get close by calling KW by giving them my VIN number, but Mark's got an older KW too, so
yeah, it's not the latest gen. That's something that we talked to Bruce about. I don't think on the show, but when we were just getting to know him a little bit, it's like, when you do your own maintenance, like your own filter changes, your own oil changes, you get to know your truck a little better. You're like down there and you're doing something. Maybe you're loosening the oil pan drain plug, and you're looking and like, hey, that looks different than it did last time. You know what I mean?
This lady is forever the optimist, and this is why I love Wanda so much. Maybe going to Vegas will bring me luck. Girl, I'm with you. Let's go play a single number on roulette with everything in our bank. Let's do it. Why not? It's gonna hit right at some time, right? Oh my gosh.
Broken clocks are right twice a day.
Exactly. Oh, she says I need money. Indeed, no doubt. Oh my gosh.
Hey, I know a guy that knows a guy.
Have you heard about KW's new recall? Right hand stock is bad. Oh, look, there you go.
What's a right hand stock?
So that was actually something they talked about at ES, Jeff. That was one of the jokes that Mr. Tacker was joking about. They had those problems with those KWs, and he was mentioning the stock issue. That's a known issue and a forever problem. And I'm guessing that now it's finally a recall. They actually had Dobbs working really hard with them to make those trucks right that were having that problem. Apparently, that's what I got out of that conversation. How you like that?
I don't want to speak too much about their business, but whatever. So here's the thing about those new emission standards coming in 27. ES is trying to order as many trucks as they can before that date.
Right.
I thought
they don't want to be in that batch of brand new technologies.
Right. That's really smart. I ended up with that 2012, which was the first year for SCR on the Freightliners. And man, that was the worst truck I've had by far.
Right. Let's see.
And there's a recall on Freightliners. You need to check that, Charlie, because it's 23s and 24s.
Oh,
I posted about that today.
Okay.
The rims on the steer tires have been known to fail and damage the tires. So there's a recall on those. They're actually cracking.
Yeah, Rosie was reading something about that to me earlier while we were driving.
When you weren't paying any attention to Rosie, were you?
No, I was like freaking out about that, massive bubble in the back of my head from that shot.
Come on, this man does not know how he's going to be affected by this, but doggone it, he got in that driver's seat today.
You dang right. 75 miles an hour up the old toll road. That's right. Set the cruise and go. Left lane Ranger, baby. What? Not really. This is why people don't like me.
Does anybody like you?
No.
Okay.
Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. Guess I'll go eat worms.
Yeah.
Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. Guess I'll go eat worms. I love all of you. How's that?
It's amazing.
Wanda, man, look, if I can draw my luck with my last one, I would. Let's bless it, baby. Wanda, I love you. God, I do. We still need to hang like IRL, you know? We talk on the phone, we chat in the, the social stuff. We need to like chill out, have a dinner, a beer, 10. Although I'm afraid to see her drinking. That could,
She
I don't know.
scares me sober, man. That woman.
Oh,
Both her and her man were in law enforcement.
look,
Very confident individuals.
I was telling Wanda, you remember that story, Jeff, about the one lady at ES that, because typically when we go to these expediter events, we tell people, yeah, we're contracted Swift, and they're like, oh, cool, and they don't go, oh my God, and walk away, right? Rosie actually encountered that at this event from one person. And she's a great big Latina lady, like giant. She was tall. She was a very large, tall lady. And Rosie's talking to her, and she's like, yeah, we're contracted over at Swift. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Turned around and walked away. I kid you not, just killed the conversation right there. Turned around and walked away. So I'm telling Wanda about this on the phone as we're driving back from Memphis the other day. And she's like, oh, that girl's lucky I wasn't there. Cause look, me and Rosie, we'd have took her out. I'm like, look, Rosie was like ready to start throwing pointy stuff at people. And I'm like, put her in your pocket, babe. That's what I'm talking about. Eat her up feet first. I'm just saying. And Wanda's like, you damn right. We're going to get her. We ain't going to put up with none of it. And I'm like, see, this cannot happen.
How many people did we meet there that said, oh, I remember when I was at Swift?
Right.
It was quite a few.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
it's funny. You get
folks,
into that kind of
everybody's,
and they don't care where you are or where you start.
Right. The first time we were at the expo, and the main thing I got from people was, oh, how are things over there? I'm like, well,
right.
It's Swift,
I mean, right now, things
decent contract, making good money, all that stuff. Oh, you should listen to these guys. You can make more. I got that a lot too.
Mike Henderson's in my 2010 Volvo that bankrupted was the first year with DEF. It was a nightmare. Never buy the first year of a new technology. Absolutely. And I think that is ES's stance as well. They don't want to be in that first iteration of the EPA 27. Yeah. Which made.
Now, the Freightliner guys are really optimistic that we're going to see better fuel mileage, this, that, the other thing. But, first year is not a great time.
Right, Sean? I could totally see her throwing hands. Just like, pow!
Yeah.
She'd have to jump up in the air to hit that lady. I'm just going to say, I'm not encouraging violence or anything like that. So YouTube's people, stop it. I'm just saying it would be hilarious. See them little women. Whack, whack. She was the tall lady. She was tall by my standards, okay? She was tall by men's standards. She was a tall lady, and it's hilarious.
Oh, so you know how when you meet people, by the way, and they don't look anything like they do like on Facebooks or even when they do our show? Jeff Reese looks exactly like Jeff Reese in real life.
Right. Wasn't that a trip?
We had no problem picking him out of the crowd.
Nope. There's Jeff Reese. Walked up and hugged that dude finally. I think I threw him off a little bit when I hugged him at first because he put his hand out. I'm like, nah, not this guy. I throw people off with that. I can't help it. I just like to hug a person. I don't know why. Not everybody. Don't get me wrong. It ain't everybody. But you know. So Mark, there are a lot of opportunities over there. We will be trying to get more information out in the public in the very near future. We still need to do quite a bit of learning ourselves. I mean, come on. It took us 3 months to get an insurance package going, right? Because we want to make sure we understand everything or as much about it as we can. There are several different programs and avenues within that community, and we will definitely be sharing that in the very near future. Stay tuned, and we will get out as much as we can as we get it for you guys. So understand we're not trying to hold out or anything like that. We just we want to be able to speak intelligently on the subject and not just be like, oh, go here, bro.
Yeah, and we have to be really cautious about this because one of the things that we did learn, Charlie, once you start in a given path at ES, you're on that path.
Right.
So when you talk to them, you need to choose your path. You need to make sure that they understand what your goals are and you get put on the proper path. Because it's almost like the military, man. Once you're on a path, you're there. So
yeah, you got to complete that deal.
I mean, I think so. I think that they have a very robust package of options. A lot of people, if you were to go talk to them, they're going to encourage you to go the way of what they call their path to ownership, which is a kind of an interesting thing. You basically will work for them for 6 months to a year.
Right.
And they're going to watch whether or not you can. Path. Right. And they're going to see if you can cash flow a truck. That's the whole point of that 6 months. And assuming that you can cash flow the truck, then there's an offer to buy the truck. It's a very interesting. They want to make sure that their risk profile is met. You know, they aren't a charity, and so they do take on people that are a little higher risk than other companies might that sell trucks. But the reason they can do that is because they have this system where they're going to vet you. And if you're lacking in the business part of it, they'll say, okay, well, let's work on this. Let's work on this. And maybe in another 6 months, we can get you a truck.
So Wanda
which is 100%, which is Charlie, it's 100% in line with our values.
Right.
Actually. It's not you've been driving for 6 months. Do you have a pulse? Can you fog a mirror? Here's your keys. It's not like that. It's a much bigger commitment.
Wanda's path is not the first lowest path. She's in that middle ground. She couldn't walk in and finance a fleet, of course, right? So she's actually in a traditional lease purchase. I believe it's actually not a lease; it's a actual purchase deal. Wanda, correct me if I'm wrong. Or it's a lease for a year and then converts. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's something like that. Whereas their initial first step for some folks, and it depends on your business history, could literally be where you're literally driving for them for 6 months, kind of like a company driver type of deal. Borderline contractor. It's literally a trial period to see how you fit with them and them with you. And like Wanda said here, when you're on that path, you're on that path. That's your path and your set goals, not theirs. But you need to know what your goals are. You need to be able to iterate that as well so that you get into the right type of program.
Yeah, I think they look at people that don't have a clear vision and they end up in that and we'll learn more. I'm kind of talking out of my rear end here a little bit, but just from what I've observed, if you don't have goals at all, they're probably not going to work with you at all.
Right.
They want to
Let's
know that you have
be
some
real.
business goals. And if you lack the skills, you haven't learned the business skills yet, they'll put you in a truck and teach you. I'm not gonna lie, Charlie. I'm gonna put this out there. We would love to be working with them with their low tier guys
Right.
and be the mindset guys,
Right. We
getting
want to
people
help
out of that company
those
mindset
folks. Right.
and help them do that. So maybe we can work that deal as we get to know them better.
Sean said he tried them. They can't help him with the truck he needs because he's doing a completely different deal. ES's trucking business model is expedited, tractor trailer or expedited box straight trucks. So yeah, Sean needs a specific, he needs like a short top, high horsepower torque deal because he's pulling heavy stuff with a specialized trailer. So yeah, that's not
the other thing that amazed me. They were talking about the straight trucks. Straight trucks are nice, man. If you ever get a chance to get inside one of those cabs, you'll fall in love.
Right.
But to make money with them, you pretty much have to team.
Right.
They are more expensive than our trucks. They're brand new. They're $350,000, $400,000. Those trucks.
Right. But they are nice.
But they were saying
showers.
that they were saying though that there's only like 25 used ones nationwide for sale right now.
Right.
And a lot of dealerships won't order them because they have too many people order them and not pick them up.
Right.
So that's kind of weird. But I was asking Colton, why only 25 nationwide that are actually roadworthy? And he said, well, because of what they cost. People pay them off over a few years, and then they drive them until they literally fall apart. So the used ones are in junkyards. That's the fact. It's pretty rare to find one that's actually going to be able to do a job like a Panther or FedEx that's on the market.
So yeah, Juan is saying, yeah, this is my truck. I can buy out my truck anytime, but I have a timeline to also paying it off. So she's, oh, she said there is a balloon payment or they can extend it. Curious, how much of a balloon? I don't remember the details. You got pretty hair, Jeff.
Oh, so I don't normally wear hats. I was wearing that just because I wanted to show my support for ES today, since we're talking about it.
Guys.
I don't normally wear hats though.
Yeah.
And so you want to talk about a difference. And again, I'm not here to tell everybody go over there because it's not for everybody, that's for sure.
Right.
But so assuming that you're a halfway decent business person, you have that entrepreneurial mindset going on and all that stuff, ES actually finances those balloon payments in-house. Just saying.
Right. Dummy load. By the way, I still love that name. That is hilarious for the load board. Nothing is moving in this economy. Buying a truck right now is suicide. Yes and no. Yes and no. It really depends on the support network and who you're getting in with and things like that, and what their freight volumes look like, and what niche of the market you're in and things like that. So I'm not going to say it's suicide blanket.
I mean,
I'm going to say it's tough in some very.
In our sector, I do dry van line haul. It's tough, man. It really is. Right. But then you look at, say, a Panther or a FedEx or one of those others that do the LTL expedited stuff. They're doing really well.
Or the white glove service guys. I mean,
the white glove, those guys are killing it. So, this is part of the entrepreneurial mindset that we beat like a dead horse.
Right.
I understand, but it's so doggone important. If you're not doing well where you're at and you want to stay in business, be prepared to make changes. It's the nature of being in business for yourself. It's right. What we do. It's what we teach. It's what that's the game. Semper Gumby, as they say.
Oh, hey, so we're changing.
Nicholas Earl made it.
Nice. Oh, I clicked on something. Things changed on my screen. That was scary. I got scared. Hey, Nick, what's
You're
up, buddy?
You are scary.
Sometimes. CW said I'll agree with dummy load. Dallas to Louisiana, 15 can to can. Elliot, Oklahoma City, but paid load. Oh, okay. Trucker Tim said I actually went on the Panther website the other day. I noticed something about renting their trailers that turned me off. Maybe Hepa could touch on that. If you're still there, Wanda. Untrue statement, dummy. Just got to be open to new opportunities and maybe get out of the comfort zone. So yeah, like Sean is changing his complete model. I mean, that like I said, he's pulling specialized trailer, heavy commodities, and he's doing well. What is it? Trailer rentals at Panther?
The trailer rentals at Panther.
Dummy load. I wouldn't start my Toyota for $2 a mile. Well, we've had this argument a lot. I mean, if that's your deal, that's cool. When I hear when people say I don't pull cheap freight. Well, what's cheap freight to you? Well, that's different to everybody. I can run my Freightliner and actually make money while only being paid 85 cents a mile. How's that? And be profitable.
I mean, we would have to know what your operation looks like, but it depends. If you're running your own numbers, all that insurance cost, equipment cost, that's your own, 100% your own, then yeah, I understand why you say that. But for people like us, we've got tractors released onto a mega carrier. We're not worried about maintaining trailing equipment, any of that. Most of the insurance is paid for by the carrier because it's their insurance, not ours. So our insurance rates are a lot lower. So we can run that freight for a lot less because our overhead is lower. Now, I think that if you're running your own numbers, you have a much bigger upside if you know how to run that business than what we do. Absolutely.
Real quick, Nick, you might want to wait a minute.
Yep.
Just gonna leave it at that. Yeah.
Talk.
Oh, Wanda said, truckload side, yes, you do rent the trailer, but on the expedited side, you do not. So there you go, Tim.
That's interesting. Because we were wondering about that because Panther's presentation that we saw, they said they were a no asset carrier. So we were curious about that as well.
Yeah, maybe they just don't classify the trailer as an asset. I don't know. It's weird.
Maybe.
Stephanie applied for a rock hauling company today. Cool. She interviews Friday. Good.
Awesome.
Windmill arms. I bet that pays a ton. Yeah.
So I actually talked to some guys that did that before I even started trucking myself. And so the thing with the windmill arms that I learned over the years is it pays a lot, like a lot on the gross. But understand all the things you have to do to haul those things. Yeah, and they're still doing better than most people. They're legitimately, putting in the bank $180,000-$200,000 a year. But don't get mesmerized by the like $8 a mile rate.
Right.
That they'll tell you, because that's before all that overhead. You got the pilot cars, you got the specialized equipment, you got this, you got that. And one of the things I found out, Charlie, is to get into it, you have to wait for somebody to retire or die, and you better be related to them.
Right. That's like all those types of markets. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Pilot car permits, only day driving. Yeah. Yep. Eats up that gross. You guys, we're getting close to the end here. So if there's anything else you want us to hit before we go, please make sure you throw it up there. Hey, for any of you guys that aren't out there, if you're on some sort of insurance program for your trucking needs and you haven't checked out Seabright, give Seabright a try. Seriously. Give them a call. You can mention Contractors Corner to them and they will build a special rate for you. Actually, that is typically cheaper than anything else that they can build for you. Give them a call, 800-366-6466. And let's see, our friends over at Seabright, they've got not Seabright, excuse me, at ES. Gosh, I'm like brain. Fuel card right there, ESSuccessandtrucking.com/CC. You'll get signed up through us, and that's cool, and we dig it, and that's awesome. And Pod Wheels, that's what I want to touch on real quick. We are going to a 2-week schedule on our podcast because Jeff and I got a ton of stuff going on right now, and honestly, it's really hard to keep up with every single week. So we are going to step back. And you know what's funny is Greg's like, sure you don't want to go every 2 weeks or something like that, guys? We're like, no, we're going to do this every week.
We're good.
Once again, Greg was right. Greg, you were right, sir.
Yeah, he was at site and he literally slapped us and told us to get back to where we belong.
Right.
Got to talk to Jimmy Mack again. That was fun.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. I just love talking to that guy. And he knows something about everything.
Yep.
He's got
so I wanted to touch again on Trucker Tim's thing about the trailer leases.
Yep.
So Tim, I hope that you didn't throw the baby out with the bathwater on that one. Okay, so let's say a carrier does want you to lease their trailers. What's the end result for your business? Is it more? Is it less? Is it the same? Is there more opportunity because you have full control of a trailer? You know, over at Landstar, you get an extra percentage if you lease the trailer from them. And a lot of guys do that. So you gotta look at the whole picture, man. Not just, they want me to lease trailers, up yours. Look at the actual opportunity. Do the math. Always do the math. That's all I got.
Yeah, and the 25K service really is just like a quick lube job, honestly, and good at thorough inspection. Again, it's not something that they enforce a whole lot. They're really worried about those 50K ones.
If you're going around your truck with a Zerk gun every week, like I know Charlie does, or at least used to do, and hitting all your Zerk fittings and really doing a really thorough pre-trip, that's the 25,000 mile service.
Yeah, I would get under there. It was
most of us honestly do not do that, but we should.
Right.
I'm a bad man. I don't do that.
As far as the average cost, I honestly couldn't even tell you off the top of my head, Chris. So I apologize, buddy. Randy, we are right at the end, buddy. We were talking about expedited freight on several different levels. I asked that maybe you can, if you could, go back and try and seek that out, or give us a call. Hit me up on the Facebooks or something, man, and we can talk there in a chat or something. Yep. Don't count on me being real open today. Look, I'm waiting on another migraine to hit me right now from the shot that I got in my head today. I actually was supposed to go. Yeah, right. That's what it's about. What it's like. Only it's like a midget with a hammer. Oh wait, you can't call them midgets. Little people. Sorry, little people. Look. Head injury.
According to you, they don't exist.
Well, my brain thinks they don't.
You have that thing. You have that thing.
So look, I have to now explain this, Jeff, because you said that. So I have a very odd thing when I am presented with a little person in my sight. My brain has a weird thing in it, and I don't understand what it is. I can't explain it. I am compelled to touch them. This is a problem. I'm trying to touch them to make sure that they're real, because my brain thinks that they're not real. Look, this is going to sound terrible. I'm going to get so slammed for this, Jeff.
One of these days, you're going to be at Disney World minding your own business, and that dude from Game of Thrones is going to be there.
I'm going to get attacked. Yeah. Look, here's the thing. I had a head injury in 1993. Okay. I had some rewiring problems, so I'm not being a jerk, I swear. But it's very bad if I come around a corner and a little person comes around a corner, because there have been times where there has been physical conflict and I have to take it because I'm wrong because I touched someone with my finger. Now, if I see them and I have a little distance, I can control that compulsion. It's weird, but it's a thing. Oh, God, that short needs to not happen, Jeff. Donna, that needs to not be a short, please. That is not a good. Oh my gosh. Oh, Heffa, bless your heart. I love little people. I want to pick one up. They don't like it. They don't look. People don't like when you touch them. Okay, I'm just saying, out of nowhere. Oh, you lumps. Do you want 3 or 4? Look, I've got a big knot back here still. You know, I still have a lump from the first shot 3 months ago.
So Tim, we can't say as much as we'd like to say about what we know about Panther right now. But if you want to PM me, we can have a discussion.
It's worth the PM, bro. Can I just say that?
All I'm willing to say right now is there's more than one way to skin this cat.
Yes.
See what I did there, Panther?
Right. Yep. Nice.
And one of the great things at ES is there's so many different opportunities over there. You know, if you're looking for a change, and again, we're not here to pull people away from their carrier. If you're happy where you're at, you're making money. Changing carriers sucks, right, Charlie?
Yes.
There's a big learning curve, no matter how way you. There's a big learning curve because you don't know their system, all that stuff. But you know you know, ES has so many different ways to get into the expedited stuff that we didn't know about until last week, and we're still trying to process it ourselves.
Chris is trying to get me in trouble. He's trying to get me to sing the Oompa Loompa song. Stop it, man. You don't understand when people trigger me. I literally have walked through Walmart singing songs like that, and it's not cool. People think I'm just
how about this
person. Don't start.
I'm a Barbie girl.
Oh, what is wrong with you, man?
What was the last one? It was one of the AC/DC songs. I just mentioned it, and Charlie had to play it. Like he couldn't help himself. He had to go find it on YouTube.
It has to happen. Look, you just said that. Did you just see me look away? I was looking for Thunderstruck up on my. Oh man. Yes. Dude, we're going out on Thunderstruck. We are absolutely going out on Thunderstruck. 10
No,
flat.
we're not, because it's a no. We'll get you can't do that.
Seconds, yes, we can. First 10 seconds of Thunderstruck will be playing on this show as we go out. That's what's going to happen. I don't care what anybody says. 10 seconds, totally legit. Doesn't even matter. We're all right. I don't care what anybody says. Trucker Tim said he's getting. Oh, stop, Chris! You're a bad person. We represent the lollipop kill, the lollipop kill, the lollipop.
And Donna says Roger, Roger, and I'm thinking that means we're making a short.
Oh, stop it! I don't know if you can see me, but I'm still kicking like the lollipop guild over here underneath the desk. I'm like, the lollipop guild, the lollipop guild. God, stop it! You guys are.
Hey, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Wicked on the big screen. I've never seen the play. I'd like to see the play, but I'm weird that way. I'm one of those. I'm one of those weird guys that actually is secure in saying that I like Broadway shows.
Right.
So, you know, they're fun.
I'm a musical. Oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble for this one. I love musicals. I don't know why. I love music. So I think that's fair. I love music. I absolutely, and modern musicals that they've turned into movies. Oh man, Rock of Ages. I mean, Rent. One of my favorite ever. Love that in the movie form. Never seen it live play version. Loved the movie. Absolutely.
One of the coolest things Donna and I did years ago is we went and saw Phantom of the Opera live on stage, and that was amazing.
Right. There was something I was going to say.
Typing.
I am. What was it? Oh, I forgot what I was.
I do not have the gift. I can't tell you what you were thinking.
Tim, don't really want to leave Swift because I've gotten comfortable with a lot of different people and how they like things done. I get it. Look, we're not telling you to leave anywhere. We are simply trying to make sure that we can find opportunities for those of you that are our community members that feel like maybe you've outgrown your current condition, or maybe you need a better fit in another niche or something like that, or a different carrier. We're not, look, I saw someone say something along the lines earlier. Oh, they're going to leave the Swift guys. No, we're here for all of us, you guys. We are all road warrior entrepreneurs. We are here. We will still be here no matter what. I'm just saying. Don't think that we're running away from anything. We just really like this company and the opportunities over there. So we're telling our people about these opportunities as we gain knowledge and information. If you guys make a jump to there, great. Wanda did it. Wanda was coming to Swift, and then weird things happened, and she ended up over at ES. She's had some struggles, she's had some hills to climb, and love this lady for her perseverance.
Hey, look, we've been able to learn more about ES specifically, and that's great. But we would love nothing more than if some of you guys are driving for JB, some of you guys are driving for Schneider, let us know what's it like over there.
Exactly.
Let's get some information out for everybody.
We want to learn about these things,
and let's try and find people a good fit. Because if you find yourself in a good fit, you're going to be happy, you're going to be more productive, and your business and your life are going to flourish.
Look at Sean Triplison on this new opportunity he's working on.
Right.
Seems super happy. Stepped in with a guy that's really good to him right now. I mean, there's all these different opportunities. You look at Alan, who's branching out into his own authority. I mean, we've got these people, our community is growing, and because of that, we're being able to bring more information to more people. Yeah, look, Chris, I feel you, brother. You two got me into this.
It's our fault. Are you blaming us or are you thanking us? I don't even know.
Know. Probably both, bro. Probably the first, honestly. Let's be real. You bastards. Chris has been doing pretty good, though.
Yeah. Chris has learned how valuable. Chris has learned how valuable building relationships with planners, especially in the Troutdale area. If you guys ever get stuck up there, you know what we're talking about.
Right.
Those guys there in the office in Troutdale really are some of the best in the company. They if they tell you something, it's going to be the truth. So.
Yes. Let's see. What do we got? Thank you, Hepa. Oh, Chris said thanks. Hepa said we guys got this. Look, we like what we're doing, you guys. Understand that. We are comfortable doing what we've been doing for all these years. We're always looking at opportunities. You can read into whatever you want to read into. Some of you guys will read more. Some of you guys will read less into it. That's fine. I mean, we're all entitled to our what you call it?
Opinion.
Thank you. And that's okay. I mean, it is absolutely okay. Nothing wrong with that. We have all got opinions and we like to talk about these things. Excuse me. And we're going to keep sharing as much information to as many people as we possibly can. So that's what we do. That's the purpose.
And that's what we see our purpose as. We get you guys information that we find out, and then what you do with it, 100% up to you. We're here to support you any way we can, whether that's through education or talking you through your business plan. If you're going to make a change, reach out to us. We'll go over your business plan with you.
Please reach out to us if you're looking at making a change. If you're struggling and you're really having a hard time, before you throw in the towel, reach out to us, you guys. There's so many that just don't even comment or interact at all. And a lot of these people we could have helped. Maybe it's good that they go.
Yeah.
Maybe they just shouldn't be in business. If they gave up that easy, it wasn't for them. Let's be real. But know that we're here for you guys. We want to help you guys. Hepa, regardless of the path that will be taken, you guys will still remain to help and continue mentor people as the plan has been to be. Exactly. That's what we do. That's what we want to do. This is what you guys don't understand. Jeff and I love this. We love to help people do better. We love to solve problems. Solving problems is the most beneficial service you can provide to anyone out there, as far as I'm concerned. When someone has a problem and you can find a solution, you are doing something fantastic for that person.
Absolutely.
So, on that note, you guys, I want to thank you. Jeff, final thoughts?
Yeah, don't die. Please don't die.
The man said, don't die. And that says it all right there. You guys, there's no one out here looking after us but us. Remember, we are here for you. Look, I'm going to say I love our entire community. You know, I throw that word around. Some people are like, whatever. No, I truly, look, I'm offering you genuine, heartfelt feelings. Some of you are a complete pain in the butt. You know who you are. And if you don't, maybe you should, but whatever. But I still love working with you guys too. So you guys take care of each other. Remember, there's no one out here looking after us but us. And we will see you like we see you every week on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. And yes, this is about to happen, Jeff. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Fail.